This video is jam-packed full of fun ideas. I know you're gonna love Dollar Tree hacks and brand new DIYs that you have to try out yourself. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and let's go ahead and get started. This is a really fun one. All you have to do is grab 4 photo frames. I went with 5x7, so it was a little bit of a larger piece, but you could easily use the 4x6s if you had a smaller piece of wood. And then I needed something sturdy to attach these to. So I wanted to create a fun collage frame that's just a group of photo frames that I loved, like these little beaded ones. They are so super cute. You could paint these any color that you like to match your decor. I feel like this wood color is spot on. I wanted to arrange them so they fit perfectly in a square. So that's what made me use the wood backing. This square would be so much more sturdy than using popsicle sticks to attach these together, but it did leave that little hole in the middle. So I just used a little scrap piece of scrapbooking paper that had texture to it to put in the middle, but you also could use faux florals, put a bow there, and then you'll need some kind of backing. So I didn't just want to treat these like normal photo frames. I'm going to be hot gluing them down to the sign, so I knew I wouldn't ever be able to easily pop them off and add new photos. So the easiest way to get around that is to make clippable photo frames where you can easily access the photos from the front without the glass, adding some clothespins so that you can pop the photos in, take them out as you please. So to do that, you needed a pretty backing. I am using this wrapping paper from Amazon. I'll link that down below. It's just a really pretty muted green floral pattern, but Dollar Tree has tons of peel and stick or scrapbooking paper that you can use, or scrapbooking paper is like a 25-cent purchase at a craft store. But I wanted to not only add photos here, but actually insert some cute little quotes. So I just whipped these up on the computer and I thought they were so cute. I'm going to use them as the horizontal ones, and then the vertical frames I'm actually going to put real photos in. So I do have the Canon selfie. I always talk about it, but it's seriously one of my favorite things. I can easily just print my photos at home. I printed them small together on one sheet, cut them apart and use them. I did trade around the little quotes because I love that one with the little house so much. I didn't want it to go to waste, but printed out a couple of photos, and I stuck the photo in the clip before gluing it down just to make sure it was centered, it was going where it needed to be, and left plenty of space to attach the photo. But how cute is this? The wooden sign in the back already makes it to where it has a hanger. I don't even have to try to attach a hanger. You can hang this on the wall or set it on a shelf or a table, but how cute did this turn out? Okay, so this is the last Bon Appetit sign that I own, I promise. I purchased 4 of these from Kirkland's for, I don't know, they were on sale for $7.99 or $7.98, something like that. And they were additional 20% off, so I feel like I got them for around $6, and they are so beautiful with the white and wood mixed frame. So many ways you could use this, such as adding your own decor to it. I just am using a leftover calendar. This is a 2026 calendar, but I know it's a struggle sometimes to find calendars at the Dollar Tree, so you could use just any printable art, any old calendar that you have. Sometimes I even save the calendars from previous years to keep the artwork from them, but I thought this one was perfect for the upcoming Memorial Day. I'll get to use it on into the 4th of July, but how cute is this with the little berries and the containers in the front? It adds the perfect amount of color, but still keeping with like my style that I love. So using a glue stick and just attaching this, since this was a cover photo and not an actual calendar one, I didn't have to paint the backing black to get rid of the calendar lines. It fit perfectly in there once I cut it down to size. The framing is gorgeous, and I'll have another project later on in this video to share with you another way that I used one of these signs. As a crafter, we are always looking for like simple muted little floral fabric pieces, and you can grab the Dollar Tree shower curtain. It is priced at $7, which does seem pricey for just a Dollar Tree shower curtain, but I knew personally I would get my money's worth out of this because I will get to use it on so many projects. So they have different patterns out. I just think this one fits my style perfect. I just loved it so much. So for this one, I am wrapping a canvas in this shower curtain. You could do this in multiples to display them on a wall. It would help with like the echo. I know a lot of people put like fabric on the walls to help with the sound being so loud, especially in like an open floor plan. I've had to deal a lot with that in the new house, but for this I cut the shower curtain just a little bit bigger than the canvas itself, and then using my little mini heat press, I cannot find a clothing iron. I always steam all of our dresses and clothes downstairs, so I didn't want to have to take this downstairs, so I am just using what I have in the craft room. I got most of the wrinkles out and then just using a staple gun to attach this to the canvas. This will make such a fun piece to use on backings for decor pieces, even framing the fabric itself, maybe even adding Mod Podge to wrap planters or anything that you like around it. I am leaving this plain as a backing just to show you how it can be styled, but if you take the extra time to actually frame it with some wood trim, it would look even more high-end. Just in time for Mother's Day, they put out these arched mirrors. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. I just posted a Mother's Day video to share with you another way you can use this to attach pressed flowers, but to use this in everyday decor, you can grab some of the new Dollar Tree gallery art pieces. I'm so happy that Dollar Tree realizes that we want some prints to frame ourselves. So I was sharing with you the first pack. I thought that's what I was going to use, but it just wasn't the vibe I was going for. So I opened up this second pack of florals, and I love the white muted ones. And I wanted to rip it all the way around, tear the edges to give it a really fun look inside of this mirror, but it just wasn't ripping really well. These are more of like a thicker cardboard material. So I did take it to my little printer and copy it at the top, and it printed out this, which I tried to tear. The tearing was perfect. I was even able to tear it in the same arch shape, but once again, still wasn't loving the bright white background, so I do end up trading this and printing it again on a piece of brown craft paper. And I also took a lighter and singed the edges to just give it that burnt look, like it's an old letter or something that had like weathered or faded. I can remember being a kid and ripping paper like this to make like old maps and hiding things in the yard. I just think it's really fun. It gives it a really cool effect. You could even dip your paintbrush in some like watered down coffee water using your old coffee grounds or tea bags, and you can stain it if you don't have the craft paper, but just gluing this in the center of the mirror, I feel like just gives it a higher end look. And then I had one of those canvas prints left over from the canvases that I ordered off of Amazon. They were prints, just canvas prints, and you can get them pretty inexpensive. I wouldn't have had to use such a large one, but like I mentioned, I ordered it for a different project, so I already had it on hand. Here you can tell I'm a little impatient. It does have one screw at the top, and I tried the screwdriver I had. It did not fit, so I just tried to take a pair of pliers and roll up the screw. Sometimes it just pops out, but it busted the glass, which I wasn't worried about using in this project anyway, so for this it was fine, but just be aware of that, to take the time and actually go find a screwdriver that fits. I had to end up using a little knife or my utility knife to unscrew the screw. take that out, then use the frame or the backing itself to get the shape of this. I cut around it and just pop this in here, acting like a frame. These are absolutely everywhere. The gorgeous vintage golden frames with the little artwork inside. I purchased one recently at Walmart that I love, but this is getting the same look for just a few bucks. How beautiful is that daisy field? Alright, here's that other Bon Appetit sign. See, it was marked down a bunch, and I just feel like it just wouldn't be a popular sign. The fact that it says Bon Appetit, it's kind of plain, but that frame is so beautiful. I just loved it so much. So taking some Dollar Tree peel and stick, I'm going to cut this down to size and use it as my backing. Now, Dollar Tree sells this in the kitchenware section. It's like a drawer liner, but so many ways you can use this. I recently found a plaid one at the Dollar Tree that would work for this, but you also can order just floral wrapping paper on Amazon if you can't find this exact pattern. I wanted to use this family word inside here, but I feel like it was a little bit busy of a backing, and I wanted it to pop off of that backing a little bit more. So I had this fun idea to use those bamboo rings from the Dollar Tree, and they're always putting out like wooden bead wreaths or wire wreaths, so you could find something small enough to fit inside of the frame you're using. I painted it black just to coordinate with the sign, attached it with some hot glue. This is going to elevate that family word, and then the natural shadow that's going to be cast behind the word is going to make it pop off a little extra as well. I feel like this come together so perfect with the wood tones, the black modern look, as well as the white in the background matching with the frame. Once again, I'm using the black and white rose pattern, but I was sharing with you all the different styles of peel and stick that they have, and you can pair those with these little prayer boxes at the Dollar Tree. I didn't love the little golden yellow tassels in the front, so I do remove those. But first, before I apply the peel and stick to the top of these, I needed to paint over the design. I did not want that bleeding through. This is like a thinner white material, so I just covered that up, cut the peel and stick down to size, placed it right on top, and then you want to take your sandpaper and just kind of easily pull it over the edging, and it will give you those perfect lines every time. Now, if I just put hot glue in between these boxes, the lids would struggle to open. Whenever you push them side by side, the lids were touching so close, they both wanted to open when you tried to open one, or it just felt jammed shut. So I needed just the tiniest bit of room to be able to freely open the lids. So I created a little bumper using this popsicle stick. It just gave it enough space where there's a gap that you can open each lid independently. So I like that so much more. I went ahead, attached these together, and then you easily could go to the dollar store and pick up a pack of black drawer pulls or black drawer knobs, but I wanted to create my own handles. So I found this really fun ice tray at TJ Maxx. Just for a few bucks. It was out with the spring items, and I wanted to fill it full of air dry clay. Now the secret here is, for this project specifically, I didn't want the air dry clay to dry out because I wanted to stick those crochet sticks down inside to use that as the stem in the middle. So I originally was going to make a bouquet with these little flowers, and I ended up using it on here. So you could have just forgot about the crochet hooks in here, but I'm just going to share this since I went ahead and did it anyways. But I froze these in the freezer. I did not let them dry completely. I put them in the freezer so they got hard enough to pull it out of the mold, shape them a little bit more. I could stab the hole in it, and then let them completely dry out. So after I let them set overnight, they turn a bright white color. I painted them black. Like I mentioned, if I wasn't trying to create a little bouquet out of these, I would have just forgot about the crochet hook and just left the flat little flower right on top. But since I did have them in there, I went ahead and used them just like that. It gave it a little bit of a taller knob, but how cute are these? They're separated enough to open on their own. They coordinate so nicely and such a fun addition to my bathroom. Thank you all so much for checking out today's video. Let me know which type of video that you want to see next, and I'll try to follow through and put in some more fun ideas that you guys want to see. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.